my name is Jill Greenbaum. Parents often ask me, how much should we be involved in our teen's college search? And I believe that's a very personal decision to be made with your teen. Yet I have some questions for you to consider, and I think they'll help. Not only you, also your teen. And so in making a thoughtful decision, consider these. Did you go to college? If so, were you really engaged in your college search process? Was it fun and challenging? Was it arduous or boring? What was your experience? How much were your parents involved in your college search process? Here's a quick example of how our teens are sometimes not like us at all. I have to say that my experience was completely different than my daughter's. In my senior year, I hopped into my secondhand Peugeot 404 and drove around the Northeast for 4 days visiting colleges that I had decided were a good match. In contrast, our daughter wanted one of us to accompany her on all of her visits, which doesn't mean that she didn't have time to herself. She sat in on classes, she did a few overnights, and she had her own set of questions to ask away from us. So how do you think your experience will influence your involvement in your teen's search? That's a critical question. So I believe the essential first step is reflecting on your experiences so that you become aware of them. Then you can choose mindfully which you want to share and which you're going to keep close to the vest, so to speak, because they're not relevant or supportive of your teen's process. So to elaborate, I think it's important for you as a parent to learn about the college search and selection process, the entire process, so that you feel capable of supporting your teen in the ways that you and your teen feel are appropriate. And that means thinking about your relationship. How involved do you want to be in this process? Will it strengthen your relationship, or would it be best to have a coach or a consultant so that this particular pressure doesn't get added to your already existing relationship? Friends and colleagues of mine have hired coaches or consultants to help their teens because they didn't have the expertise, the time, or want to have that additional tension enter into their relationship with their teenager. I believe that having high expectations of our teens' capacities to succeed in this process with support as necessary is a great starting point. I think that the best of our teens' ability is his or her responsibility to step into the process and to own it. My daughter's process was supported by helping her learn all the information that she needed to become well-informed, assisting in the development and maintenance of a timeline so that there was no rush to meet deadlines, reflecting and sharing when appropriate my experiences, because they were at times supportive and relevant, and helping her stay focused on who she wanted to be in this process, and also for me, who I wanted to be in this process. I wanted to be a parent with a coach-like approach and not a project manager. And so it's critical to have conversations with your teen about the parts of the process, your teen's timeline and milestone, areas in which your daughter or son can do the work on their own, and areas in which they need support in finding materials or resources. These kinds of conversations will be the guideposts for this journey and your evolving relationship. Come to my website, www.majorinu.com, for more answers to the questions I hear from parents and teens. See you in the next video.